In this demonstration, you'll learn how to use Metasploit to discover vulnerabilities and exploit a system using those discovered vulnerabilities. The first thing that I want to do is I want to create a Metasploit database. So I'm going to do sudo space msfdb and init, which means initialize the database. Type in my password. It says that the database has already been created, so I'm good to go. So the other thing that I should stress here is that you don't need to use Metasploit with a database. Some of the features of Metasploit do require the database. So for instance, if you're going to use the Nmap features of Metasploit, then the database must be initialized. So in this case, the database has been initialized, and I need that because I am going to use some of the Nmap features. But if I wasn't, I would, you don't necessarily need to create that database is my point. So next thing I want to do is I want to go into Metasploit. So I type in MSF console. It says that it's starting the Metasploit framework. And now I'm in a Metasploit prompt. And you can see there's a large number of exploits available on the system. So 2,134 exploits, and I'm sitting at the Metasploit prompt. And the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to use the Nmap features that are built into Metasploit to basically scan the network and discover ports that are open on a system, and hopefully discover versions of software so that I can then search for vulnerabilities on that software. Now, to save time here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dash lowercase s for scan, capital V for version scan. Version scan will tell me what version of software is running on the port. And then I'm going to specify the IP address of one of the live systems on my network, which is 10.0.0.103. And just to save time here, I'm going to go and specify a few ports that I'm going to scan. So I want to scan port 21, port 80, and 3389, which is the remote desktop port. So in this example, I'm not going to scan the whole network just to save some time. I'm only going to scan the one system, but you could scan the whole network by putting in the IP address of 10.0.0.0/24 if I wanted to. And the ports, you could exclude the -p switch, and it'll do a scan of all the default ports. In this case, just for time purposes, I'm going to specify 3 ports. And really, port 21 is the port that I want to perform the attack on. So I hit enter. The Nmap scan will take a few minutes because it is doing a version scan, which means not only is it going to identify the ports that open, but it is going to try and discover what version of software is running on the system. And it's completed. So again, because I'm only doing the 3 ports, it was pretty quick. So we can see here that port 21 is open on this 103 system. It's an FTP service, but because I did the -SV with Nmap, it's come back and said, oh, that's a VS-FTPD 2.3.4. So notice that I do have version information. That's important because what I want to do is I want to search for vulnerabilities or exploits against that version. And then notice that the web server as well is got a version number associated with it. So it's an Apache web server 2.2.8. So in this demonstration, I'm going to exploit the FTP service, but we could also look for exploits against that Apache 2.2.8. So now that I have a version number, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the search command, and we're going to search for exploits for VS-FTPD 2.3.4. And again, where I get that information is from performing that version scan with Nmap. And then I'm going to hit enter. And it comes back and says, okay, we got one exploit for you. It's known as exploit 0, and it's the exploit on a Unix system. Notice up top here, it did guess that the target is a Unix system. Underneath Unix, it's FTP VSTP 234 backdoor, right? And its ranking is this is an excellent exploit. So the next step in Metasploit is you want to choose to use that exploit. And the reason why the use command is here is because you may find that when you search for an exploit, there actually are multiple exploits and they'd have different index numbers here. So in my case, I only have one exploit here, so it's index number 0. But if there's 5 of them, it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3, and each one of them would have a different name. So I want to use, and you could either type in 0, say I want to use exploit 0, or you could type in the full path, ftp/vs/ftp. I use tab there to auto-complete that, and then I hit enter. Once I go and hit enter, then down below there, you can see the prompt is changed, and I'm actually on the exploit itself. So what you can do is you can use the show options command, display the settings for this exploit. And here are some of the different settings. So our host, which means the remote host. So before I run this exploit, I need to set the our host value. It currently has no value, and it is a required setting, which means it must be filled in. So I need to fill that in. But a lot of times when you're using Metasploit, a lot of the options will be filled in with default values. So our port, for instance, is the remote port, and it's port 21, which is already configured. So it's required and it's already set, so I don't need to set that. You could change its value if you wanted to, but I don't need to. So I need to set the our host value. So I'm going to go and do a set our host to, and then we're going to specify the IP address of the FTP service that we want to exploit. So 10.0.0. In my case, it's 103. I'm going to use show options again, just to make sure that it set that value, and it did. Looks good. Once we have all the required options that are listed up top, once we have all of those set, and in this example, there's only 2, the remote host and the remote port, the next step is you want to set your payload. The payload is what's going to execute when the system is exploited. So you can get a list of payloads with the show payloads command. So we can see we have one payload. It's payload with index number 0. And the name of this payload is payload command Unix interact. So basically it's going to give me a command shell to that target system. You can select the payload either by using the index number or by using the name of the payload. In this example, I'm going to set the payload by using the index number. So I'm going to use 0 and then hit enter. And then it gives me feedback, says the payload has been set to command Unix interact. Now that I have the payload selected, and I've got all my options set, now I can go and run that exploit. And how you run the exploit is you can use the exploit command, or you can use the run command. Either one will work. Now I should give you the heads up that I do find this is a little bit buggy, in the sense sometimes the exploit works right away. Sometimes I'll have to run the command multiple times. So I type in the exploit command, and you can see here it's asking for please specify a password. So this is not going to be successful. So I usually bounce between use an exploit or use and run. And this time this will be successful because you can see the port used by the backdoor bind listener is already open. It found a shell, and now I've got session 2 open with that target system. So I do have a cursor there. I'm on the FTP server, and now I can use any number of FTP related commands. So for instance, I can use my ls command to list the contents of that FTP server. And keep in mind, I haven't authenticated to this FTP server, and I'm able to access the contents. So I can use any of my FTP related commands. Navigating through the file structure of this FTP server, I can download and upload files, that kind of idea. So in this demonstration, you saw how to use Metasploit to discover a vulnerability and exploit that vulnerability.